we need like a cool ass like gospel pianist in the background. It's been a while since it's been a while.
The Late Show,
Just
someone has to
yeah,
like
yeah.
play our intro and then rim shots.
We used to go to this like gospel church, and they would every once in a while they had really talented musicians, professional musicians that worked in LA, and
Oh yeah.
they would sometimes just spontaneously start rocking out. It was the coolest thing ever. It was such a blast.
Some
But,
churches, like contemporary churches and gospel churches, have like really good musicians. They're like
oh
professional.
yeah, it's yeah, they were like real serious musicians.
How you
So
been?
what you been up? Ah,
Mm,
good. No, I didn't do any deploys on Fridays. Do you still not deploy on
good.
Fridays, even with Shopify, or are you?
Yeah, even Shopify. If
There you
anyone
go.
does deploy on Friday, it's like at their own risk. It's okay. If you want a week on, did you want to work on the weekends? It's okay. If it breaks, like that's fine. So it's on you.
I feel like even if you wanted to deploy on Fridays, like now your bug is such a meme that like you wouldn't want to do it just because
Yeah.
you wouldn't want to. What's the word? You wouldn't want to counter your own. What the
Saying.
hell's the word? Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes the problem though is clients request a change to
Right.
deploy on Friday, and then we
Right.
try to scare them off and like maybe send them a free mug that says never deploy on Fridays. Slightly passive aggressive. Like, here's a coupon
So
for this free product.
we try to scare him off. Maybe send him a free mug. It's
Maybe
so
they'll
funny.
remember next Friday.
Oh my God. I think I might have left at the hotel I was at the stupid little USB converter that I use for my camera and other things.
Oh,
So
it's a
I'm
bummer.
on the old laptop camera.
What do you normally use for a camera?
It's just this DSLR jobby. It's like a,
Oh, yeah.
just
Oh,
this,
yeah.
yeah,
That's cool. I used to
yeah. It's just, yeah. Sorry.
I used to have that. I still do, but it was a pain to travel with. And now
Right.
iPhone has this like continuity thing so that you can just use your iPhone. It's pretty good.
Dude, I was just because I finally got a decent iPhone because I usually have an older one, and I started doing pickleball videos. So I was like,
Hmm.
I might as well get this one. So then I was trying to set that up the other day, but my work computer has this weird Apple ID because it has a
Oh,
management software tie that manages all the
DM
company
stuff.
computers. That's it,
Yeah.
MDM. So I couldn't because the thing actually has to be logged into the same
iCloud.
yeah, same Apple
Yeah.
account, which is weird.
There's something called Camo Studio if you want to do it without using the continuity. You actually have more options on
Really?
Camo. It's like $25 or something. But if you're
It's just the
interested, you should check
software?
it out.
Oh, really?
It was
Dude,
basically it was
maybe?
doing it before Apple made it first party.
Really?
Yeah, check it out.
Maybe I'll just start doing this as we talk in the off chance that I end up figuring it out.
Live.
Because it's driving me a little insane, if I'm being honest.
The
Driving
quality.
me mildly insane. Yeah, I like being able to position it with the
Crisp.
tripod and things like that. And, you know.
Crisp and clean. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Gotta keep it crisp. Keep it fresh. But here we go. This is a line. That's the other thing too, is I think that if I connect anyways, I'm not gonna derail our whole podcast, although I might. Because I was able to get it to where it could do a screen if I set up the photo thing here. I think I got it to the point where it could do a screen capture thing, but it wasn't doing the actual regular camera capture, whatever. Anyways, yeah, technology. Technology is the best. Oh, there we go. That's close. All right, so check this out, dude. So here's the camera. I probably can't. Oh, I can't change it anymore because I already started recording. Okay, all right. I'm gonna let it go. Let it go. Let it go. I'll
Next
figure it out for
podcast. Yeah.
next
I
time.
think these days, like the short clips and the short form stuff, it's like the quality doesn't matter that much. Like
Yeah,
it
you're
just has to
totally
be
right.
passable.
Yeah, you're
Like
totally right.
yeah, it's actually
Agree.
computer webcams are decent now. Like the new MacBook Airs and MacBook Pros have a pretty decent
Yeah,
webcam too.
Oh yeah, they're super decent.
I've
Super
noticed that the
decent.
microphone is actually pretty good too if you use the microphone on the laptop and then your AirPods for listening. It's way better than trying to do the Bluetooth audio from your AirPods because it has to like downgrade Bluetooth audio. And that's also why, I have this mic on. I think you have the Rhodes thing. I've seen it
Yep.
before. Yeah,
Yep.
it's
Yep. But
it's way
this one I
better than
also couldn't. I also could not plug this in because I don't have the little converters.
just lost everything today.
Because that I use that USB A to USB C converter for
Right.
this and the camera, basically everything. Stupid
Yeah.
piece of garbage. But I do think I have a USB C to USB C, which, anyways, dude, I'll figure it out for the next. I will not disappoint you the next time around. I'll have my ducks in a row. Yeah,
Okay.
just this morning I was like looking around like a madman, just bugging my wife. I was like, I can't find my USB converter. Help!
Got to get a backup. I'm
Oh,
obsessed with USB hubs. I think I have four or five. Just
oh, do
they're
you?
like they're cheap, and I kept on trying different ones, and then never returning the old ones. So I like got a
Gosh,
drawer of USB hubs now.
yeah, dude. I recently got one of those ones that just has a stand for you to plug in your phone, and then it has
Hmm.
a thing for your watch, and then a thing for your AirPods. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Yep.
Type of thing.
Those
Yeah,
things.
I had gotten a really cheap rubber version of it that like literally falls all over the place. And then I was like, dude, just spend the $29 and get something that sits straight. So I got that. It's been great. It's been like my favorite purchase of the last year of my life or something.
Nice.
But yeah. Have all right. So here now this is a great transition into the content. This is a fantastic
Yeah.
segue.
Let's talk.
Have you been into brands like certain brands that you're a fan of, whether it's like a D2C brand or something else? Have you been into different brands for a while? Because like personally, I'm pretty much like just whatever's cheapest on Amazon has decent reviews. I've been like that for pretty much ever. And I'm just
Yeah.
starting to get into some brands.
I think, to be honest, like I find brands on their website usually or on Instagram, but I'm one of those people that then goes and buys it on Amazon. I'm like
Ooh,
the worst kind
yeah.
of customer.
Yeah, dude. 100%.
I feel a little bad about that.
Yeah.
Maybe at least Amazon is good for the first purchase because you can return so easily. Like you drop it off
Right.
at Staples or UPS. But then
Right.
if like I become a fan of the brand and buy it repeatedly, then I'll think about maybe I'll buy it from their
Yeah.
store.
Yeah,
But
dude.
I guess I'm not a big brand fan person.
Yeah. I
You're
really
you're
haven't been
starting
until
to.
I'm just starting my brand revival. There's a lot of revivals I'm going through right now, and that's one. But like, I got these pit vipers on Amazon. These are the
Yeah.
ones I got on Amazon, and I think I heard somebody say that, or I saw somewhere that there's a lot of knockoffs on
Hmm.
Amazon, and I'm
Yep.
starting to think this might be a knockoff because
Oh.
this is the one that I got on the website. Maybe it's just an older version. Maybe it's not a
Hmm.
knockoff. Maybe it's just like a 3 year old version or something. I don't know. But
Yeah.
the build quality, like these were $90 on Amazon. These were like
Whoa.
110 or something like that. And the build quality on these suckers is night and day different.
Oh,
And
interesting.
and this came with a super nice case and all sorts of stuff. But I had to wait forever for it to ship, dude. It's all about shipping, like price too. But man, like the shipping thing is massive, man. It blows my mind that
I
Shopify
think,
doesn't, and it's not a Shopify thing. It's like you
yeah,
had said last time. It's what the merchant is using. Are
it's
there ways?
interesting.
Are there? Yeah, sorry.
It's interesting that everyone now expects things to ship like day of. I remember a couple years ago, it was normal to have a couple days of handling time, but now like Amazon has just really reset our expectations of, well,
Yeah,
I ordered it today. Like obviously it should ship today,
yeah,
and you should have a warehouse within a day or two of me, so I should get it
yeah,
in 2 days. That's like the bar now that Amazon
yeah,
set.
yeah.
It's hard though.
Totally.
It's an expensive bar to maintain unless you're Amazon. It's still
Yeah.
expensive for Amazon. They just have deep pockets.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what it takes to actually deal with all that on the fulfillment side.
Yeah.
I'm just as a consumer, I'm just like, yeah, dude. Hey, man, give me same day shipping. Why not? 4 to 6 p.m.
Hmm.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
you just you get so used to things so quickly.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's a super hard problem solve. I keep thinking about how Shopify handed off the logistics piece to Flexport, and as strong as they are as a company. And again, I'm coming from being neck deep in Magento for a long time, which I really think didn't always execute the greatest. And Shopify, that's what they've done. They've executed better. But I guess it's those core things that they do well, the shop, like the core things of the site and checkout and things like that. And then anything outside of the core of the product is like not necessarily going to be easy for them to pull off.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I think Amazon has an unfair advantage though, because
oh yeah,
see, I this is a paper for I was doing it for my MBA class, but like exploring what Amazon would be if AWS spun off, because Amazon e-commerce like still loses money sometimes in different quarters, but AWS has propped it up for like years and years. So they're able to
right,
operate at like razor thin or even like negative margins.
right,
And I'm like, that doesn't seem fair to the independent merchants out there that like obviously have to make money on selling
right,
stuff. They don't have
right.
some sort of cash cow that like can fuel their growth like that.
Yeah, that's so true, man. And it's the nature of the beast in business in general. The one first to market just tends to get these massively unfair advantages.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everything from the talent they can afford, salaries they pay, is completely out of control. I sat down, I was this bar in my town. I sat down this one night and there was this dude sitting next to me and he was a bit younger than me, like a little bit cocky, I guess. And I usually don't bring up work. I try to like just not talk about work if you're trying to relax. So we do for work. I'm like, oh, I work for this tech company. Oh, which one? Which one? I was like, oh, it's a small one. You probably haven't heard of it. He's trying me. And I'm like, it's called ShopPad. And he's, oh, okay. I'm like, we work with Shopify. You heard of Shopify? Of course. I don't remember how he said it. He's, you know where I work? Something like that. And then he's Amazon. And then he was like, he was doing well in his career. He's biz dev manager type of deal. And then
Yeah.
and we were talking, we were having a good chat. He's like, dude, I could get you a job tomorrow. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, no, I think I'm happy where I'm at. And he's like, dude, like, seriously, like, we pay a lot. And I was like, no, it's not all about money. It was such a funny, it was such a funny
Uh,
conversation.
all about money. Money helps sometimes.
It does help.
Makes it a little
It
better.
does help. It does help from time to time. I'd have a lot more cool mugs if I could afford it. I actually talked to this guy today, dude, who is building an app, and I was like, man, I just was like, man, I would invest if I had the money because he seems like a smart dude and seems like a cool, interesting idea. But yeah, that's just
Problem,
one of those things you like to say. It's like oh, I'd totally invest in this. But
yeah. Like
honestly, yeah.
you want to say that after they've already become successful. Oh, like I should have invested. If you actually invest and it goes nowhere, which 90% of the time that's where it goes, you're like, ah, I shouldn't have invested. Hindsight is way more than
Right.
2020. It's 2015, 2010. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, what were we saying? On the brands. Oh yeah, so buying a brand on Amazon. But yeah, man, if they could fix the shipping, dude, just imagine if every single Shopify site had the same type of shipping as Amazon, like the same types of options. That
You
would be such a game changer, I feel
you
like.
raise an interesting thing. I'm not sure if you've heard of Buy with Prime on Shopify.
Oh,
It's a
right,
little
right, right,
controversial
right.
actually. Because
Yes.
I think Shopify said technically this is a violation of our terms of service because you're not using the Shopify checkout and it's not an official app. It's just like a script that you have to manually install. But it is that concept of you browse on the Shopify store and then when you check out, you are redirected to like a custom Amazon checkout and
Right.
Amazon you have to use Amazon fulfillment and they're fulfilling it. You basically get that experience.
I
Maybe
feel
more people
like
should do that.
maybe.
It's controversial.
But I can't escape the feeling that it somehow is not going to end well because I really do believe that Shopify has a very fundamentally different mission. I've really drank the Kool-Aid. I really believe they care about empowering an entrepreneur. Like
Hmm.
you own your own distribution, you own your relationship with your customers with Shopify. As far as I understand with Amazon, you absolutely do not. They don't. Like I don't know if
Yeah.
that's still the case, but you don't get any customer information when you sell on Amazon. That's probably different with Prime. You
Yeah. You
probably
get more
do.
customer information.
Gotcha.
It's like a hybrid of if you're selling on directly on Amazon.
Okay.
But then
Okay.
you still know that Amazon has your data. And
Right.
one of the scary things about selling on Amazon is if you do too good, Amazon's just going to rip you off and do an
Yes.
Amazon Basics.
Totally.
Uh,
See,
so it's a
and
deal with the devil.
Has Shopify ever done that?
Harley makes some tea, like fire teas. I think he ripped me off. I thought about having a tea brand, and Harley took my idea.
They do cannibalize the app ecosystem. I think that's
That
pretty much
yeah,
inevitable, right?
yeah,
But
yeah,
it just feels like it's a fundamentally completely different beast from the merchant's perspective.
yeah, yeah.
And you could say I just drank the Kool-Aid or whatever, but I think it just is. They're a different model.
It's a
So,
different
but then
philosophy, but
different philosophy. Yeah.
yeah, they are trying to do a little more of the marketplace thing. If you've checked out the Shop app recently, there's
Right.
more like cross-selling and that kind of stuff in the Shop app. And then we talked about the collective stuff last time
Right.
where you
Right.
can sell other people's products on your store. So I do think that I don't think they want to be an Amazon, but there is some like movement in uniting their sellers to maybe
Right.
make them more powerful together.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's adjacent, I think, but it's not like they're ever gonna be like, oh, these Dadgang hats are doing well. Let's do a white label version of them for $20.
Yeah, yeah.
But whereas
Well,
that
it,
probably would happen on Amazon.
yeah, Amazon didn't do that for the longest time, like decades and decades, and then just one day they decided, hey, we're gonna make our
Right.
own generics, and it was jarring, but now I think it's people just expect it. Okay, like
Yeah.
that's inevitable. If we do too well, like there's gonna be an Amazon Basics of something basic, something generic.
Yeah.
It's like generic
Yeah.
Uggs.
Yeah. And I don't know. On the one hand, I think there's obviously value in like Bezos' mission of driving prices to as low as humanly possible, and that probably helps lift all boats. Tide lift all boats in a certain sense,
Yeah,
but I don't know, man.
or
There's
I'll
also
drive
something,
all boats down.
yeah. There's like a slippery slope going on there somehow.
Yeah,
But
it's a little like
but
Walmart. When Walmart comes into cities, it drives out a lot of the small mom and pop brick and mortar.
yes, yeah, exactly, dude.
It's an online version of
Um,
that.
Yeah, whereas like I feel like Shopify is really empowering the smaller guys. I think keep thinking about that promo video, Toby, the couple that just sold their first thing. And then I heard people on Twitter say, "Man, like that." And I didn't even know about the cha-ching sound because I guess it's a sound in the app. Or I don't even have that. I've never actually sold anything like as a
You got to
merchant
start
on
a
Shopify.
store, man.
Yeah,
Sell
hey, we
sell some
have to start a
hats.
store.
Okay,
We have to
let's do
start
it.
a damn store.
Let's do a merch
Hell
store.
yeah. Let's do a merch store. Okay.
I know
Yeah, dude.
Shopify. I know
Yeah.
Shopify. You can automate it. You can plug in
Dude,
Mesa.
I'll
Maybe you
automate
can
the
get us a
hell out of that
coupon.
sucker.
Maybe,
Yeah, dude.
we can splurge for a subscription to Mesa.
We'll splurge and pay full price.
We got to make some
Yeah, dude.
mugs, some t-shirts.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. But yeah, dude. So I like this idea we had. I don't know if you want to do a screen share
It
or
was
I
fun.
could do the screen share again.
I think you're better
But
at doing the
all
screen share.
right.
Some follow-up from last episode of arguments and
Yes. Yes.
discussions on the Twitter.
Discussion.
I mean
Oh,
the
by the
X.
way, yes. You know what? I'm calling it Twitter. I can't call it X. It's like when I see it visually, I see it as an X, but when I say it, I still say it as Twitter. I can't just call it X. I'm not calling them
Yeah.
posts. Maybe eventually that'll change. Like I'm on board with
It's
the rebrand. I'm totally on board. It's just that
Oh,
it's going to take me like a year to make this transition. I'm not going to rush into this
yeah.
transition.
I'm fine with the I'll rebrand, but I don't think that X is like the best like logo or the best brand. It's just I
It's
think Elon
insane.
Musk has always had it in the back burner, and he's okay. Like I acquired this thing for $40 billion. Maybe I'll just merge it with this other thing I envision. So I don't think it's
Yeah,
well thought
yeah,
out. It's just his thing.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I probably should don't want to argue too much. I know
yeah,
we both have strong feelings about Mr. Musk.
we both have Teslas, so I think it
But
must.
you started it at some point, man. You turned on him, dude. You like hate his guts, dude. You got a
I
Tesla way before. You had two
That's
Teslas
true.
way before I did.
Yeah, and then I
And
lit
we
him on
actually,
fire when he
it's,
purchased Twitter.
I
F
actually
this.
just got, we're just getting my wife one finally, dude. We're
Nice.
just, yeah,
Awesome.
dude. She's gonna pick it up. We're picking up, I think, on the 15th. I got to make the payment today.
Congrats.
I told my wife, oh, I'm doing a podcast and then we'll do the payment at 4:30. And she's like, I have to leave then. So if it all falls through, it's not that it's your fault. Don't feel guilty or anything like that.
I distracted you. Maybe you can
Yeah.
make the payment on the podcast. Buy a Tesla.
Yeah,
Live stream
dude.
buying a Tesla.
I'm so nervous about it
Baller over here. Got a
because I
car.
hate making wire payments because if you get their number wrong, your money just disappears. But
Yeah.
it's not a wire payment. It's linked to your account in
Hmm.
the app. So I think it's fine. But I'm so
Okay.
used to anytime I do anything that's a wire-ish type of a thing, I do one payment for $100. I wait to make sure that they got it, and then I do the
Yeah.
rest because it's freaking nerve-wracking. But
It's better than Bitcoin though. Like Bitcoin, you mess it up and there's literally no recourse. The wires
that's true.
technically can be reversed and you can, I don't know. There's ways to stop it. Bitcoin is once you transmit it, it's out
It's
there.
gone.
I've bought
Right.
some Bitcoin.
Have you?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how much are we
Some
talking about?
Ethereum. It was like 2K. I think I
Oof.
tried to send some Ethereum, and it was like Ethereum Classic versus not Ethereum Classic, and I was like, what? There's a difference? Yeah.
I remember.
I'm glad that we've upgraded our infrastructure to wire payments from that Ethereum crap.
Yeah, dude.
Remember
Man,
crypto? That was a thing. Ugh.
I got real heavy into a Bitcoin phase, and then I changed my whole Twitter persona. I was like following. It's a fascinating subculture. Like, I have a friend
Yeah.
that's into uranium investing,
Oh
and
wow.
which sounded
That's cool.
insane to me at first, but it's a similar type of subculture. Like, it's a very kind of like trolly, like they use the word toxic in a tongue-in-cheek way. Like that they're like in Bitcoin, it was a toxic Bitcoin maximalist. And it's this funny, themed out to the max, like subculture,
Yeah.
which is fascinating. It's neat. But and then when you're in the midst of that, you believe all the hype and stuff like that. And then once you let go of that a little bit, you admit to yourself that you're like, look, I put a couple bucks in. I want it to go up. I do care about some of the underlying principles, but I'm insanely biased that I want it to go up, and I'm really not objective at all. So,
I'm invested. Obviously, I
yeah,
have a
you're
conflict of
invested.
interest here.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, dude. So we were going to talk about that. We were going to do a very gentle, loving of the
Roast.
Dadgang site slash what's the opposite of a roast? A not
Um,
anti-roast of the Pit Viper site.
Highlighting. Of,
Highlightification.
yeah.
This lady gets me every time. This gets me every single time, dude.
So good.
So, no, I don't know how it came up on Twitter, but oh,
I
did you? Okay,
added you. Yeah.
that's right.
Because
Yeah.
I saw the Dadgang person like posted that they're doing like 10K in sales a day or something, which is
Yes. Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Good for
Yeah. It's
them.
insane. It's super cool. Bart. Oh, dang it, man. Stupid. I unfollowed
Stupid crap.
everybody who's trying to pull like a Twitter power move, and it's like messing all
Yeah.
my searches up and everything.
You can follow
But
some people. You can follow Bart.
I know, yeah, I
No.
can't do it, man.
No.
I have this mission now. This is my
Oh
fault.
gosh.
Anyways, it's weird, man. It's really weird.
Yeah.
But
Let's not
I'm
talk about
using
that.
lists. Yeah, let's
Oh,
not talk about it.
interesting. You're like
I'm using
meta following people
Yes.
without following
Yeah.
them.
I'm
That's
doing
a
a list.
thing.
But yeah, dude. So I've been following Bart. He's super chill. Like he's interesting to follow, and he talks about stuff that they're doing. Like just ordered 40,000 hats. Like that's so crazy. And he'll post at different things he's doing. It's just fascinating to follow the journey. And oh yeah, I think this is me. But and I finally picked up a couple of the hats. I've been following him for 6 months since I got into Shopify with the new gig.
Gotcha.
And I finally went ahead and bought it. Because again, dude, I'm not the type of person that would normally buy 95 days for it to ship type of thing.
Yeah.
But I really like the brand. Like, I just like it. Like, just something about it just clicks for me. I think is friggin' sweet. But anyway, so we were gonna do a little because you had said that the site is like super like basic, right? Like as
Yeah.
far as the theme and everything, right?
He highlighted
And
that too. He was like,
okay,
we've done 10K with a basic Shopify theme. We can do
right.
it. Anyone can do it. And the interesting question is the site selling like because it's so basic, or is it selling well in spite of it? Like it
Mm-hmm.
was, if it was better designed, would it sell better, or
Hmm.
would it just be a wash? You don't
Yeah,
actually know.
yeah, totally. And
What
it's
do you think?
weird, yeah. So now that I'm actually like in, because I've been a developer forever, and so I look at a site and I'm thinking about develop things, or to the extent that I have any design sense, I'm thinking about design stuff.
Yeah.
But now when I see these things, all I care about are the hats. I could care less. Like
Right.
how I was looking for a black hat and I was like, oh, sweet, perfect. And I think I remember another tweet that he had posted where he said that he had posted something really interesting where I think that there was a problem with an SMS blast or something to that effect. And you would think that if you're doing like a marketing blast and you mess it up, like that's the worst mistake ever type of thing. But I think what he said was that people just ended up like figuring out how to buy stuff still. And so it ended up being like here we go.
Yeah.
Setting an SMS campaign and the link didn't work. Led people to an error page. We should panic and run around stressed, right? Nope. Customers still went to the site, typing it in on their own, and sales came flooding in. Simple life, simple biz. And so I get that, right?
Like,
Because once I was ready to buy the damn hat, I was like, I wouldn't care if I went to a broken link. I'd be like, dude, I need to buy one of these hats, dude. Like now I'm
mhm.
looking at this one. I'm like, I need a damn turquoise hat too. But at the same time, like the Pit Viper hat, which by the way, this pop up is so good, dude.
So good.
There's zero, but there's. I
One.
kept wanting to screenshot this, but I kept closing the pop up.
Yeah.
It's
I
so
got an
good.
email from them the other day of the email writer. It's so basic. He's actually, I'm trying to hire an email writer. Their copywriter is hilarious. It,
It's
it
hysterical.
it reminds me of
But
one of my
like,
clients, Sheets and Giggles. They have
okay.
just a hilarious voice, a name like Sheets and Giggles.
Oh,
They like really play it up.
that's awesome. Yeah, dude. So on the one hand, I totally agree with him and I totally get his perspective, which is like, dude, we're selling probably more than we can even handle as is.
Yeah.
And you really do realize that the product itself is the product. Like these hats, dude, because I've bought like 8 different hats. Like it's just sturdy, dude. It's sturdy. It's just the right size. Like the embroidery is just on point. It's just great, man. Because I've literally bought like 8 hats in the last. I've gotten into this weird hat phase, and so the
From
product
crypto to
itself.
hats.
I show title. I show title. So like they're focused, I'm sure, on the product itself and everything. And from one point of view, they don't need to do anything with the site. They could
Yeah.
leave it like this forever. At the same time, even as much as I'm a gigantic fan of the brand, I would love to see some super cool, super unique Look at these shades, dude. Oh my God. Some super unique voice
Voice.
and style, maybe even some wild headless thing like the Drake related, dude. It would just be fun. And I'm sure it would lead to more sales one way or another. There's
Yeah.
no way that this cool ass site does not somehow lead to more sales. It's
Well, I
just too
think
good.
makes people like know that you care about your product and that you're legit. I think Dadgang and a lot of like social media influence brands, they do most of the selling off the site. They on
Right,
Instagram, you see the post and everything, and you're sold before you hit the site, basically.
right,
The site is
right,
basically a checkout for you. But it doesn't mean that people don't arrive at your site that didn't get sold on the Instagram and they're like, hey, like what is this? Is this legit? They don't even have a real homepage. There's no
right.
banner like I'm expecting. There's no story, honestly. You have to have been sold on the product, been sold on the story before you come to the site. Otherwise, it's just a hat site that you, if coming from the outside, I would land on it. I wouldn't know if I'm going to get my product or not because it looks like a drop shipper. And someone even in the thread was like, oh, that's great, you're doing drop shipping. And they're like, no, we're not doing drop shipping. But the way that they like position themselves from a branding perspective doesn't make them seem super legit in terms of we put a lot of thought into the site. It's just the site was more of an afterthought and we just needed a checkout.
Yeah, I think it's objectively true to say that it would be a good thing. Now, when the timing is for that, who knows? But to do a better version of the site, like even
Yeah.
if for no other reason than because it would be cool, because it would be fun, because it would demonstrate like how much they care about the whole product, the whole experience, all that kind of thing. But I pulled up the Instagram. It's crazy, dude, because he'll post that like some professional athlete will be wearing the hat, and I'm thinking to
Mm-hmm.
myself, dude, can you imagine just launching some kind of a product and all of a sudden a professional athlete is rocking that thing? That's
Right.
pretty nuts, dude. But yeah, like I think it would be dope if they did. I had this crazy thought I was going to tweet. I think somebody should like put together a concept for some crazy ass headless version of the site and just mock it up somehow, and not like headless in the sense of like entire thing headless. Like maybe I really like the Drake related thing where like you have some super fun like homepage, and then from then you just kick out to regular native product pages with a decent
Yeah.
like these don't even
I
have a
think
decent theme, dude. These are just like
I think
super bare minimum.
I think Drake related can get away with their weird ass format and UX. Sorry, can edit
Yeah,
that out.
you're right. No, that was perfect. That was perfect.
Like it's not good UX. It's cool looking, but they can get away with it because it's $400 socks. So if you're gonna buy $400 socks, you're not gonna be turned off by like the theme. But
And
I don't think
it,
that gang. I'm not sure if they should go that direction. I think they should have a good experience. Maybe Pit
yeah.
Viper direction.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah, this whole window. So their thing is very much 90s,
Yeah, yeah.
which makes sense. And that makes sense. That's why it connects with me. Like all this Windows stuff, like just is exactly what I want to do. Yeah, dude. Like I think somebody should put together a concept, spend an hour, 3 hours, whatever, a designer, and just
Mhm.
do it for free and send it to him. And if it was fucking killer, that maybe he'd pull the trigger on it. That's what I like would like to see because and
Totally.
obviously like everybody has their incentives. My incentive is I need to get people to use Mesa. Like agencies are interested in getting site builds and stuff. And but what I like about you is that you don't bullshit. Like when you have an idea, it's because it's a genuine idea, even though you are an agency and you are looking for site builds, I'm sure. But you're totally right. Like you're totally right that it would be a good thing. I'm sure they can afford it now to do like a killer site. Like why not?
Yeah.
Might as well.
Well, it's
But
like it's an investment, and once you're at a particular rate of sales, if you see your conversion rate go up by 20, 30%, like it easily pays for the investment of doing a site rebuild. The question is, does it increase the conversion rate? My theory is that like a good design, it doesn't have to be Drake related level, but just a decent design would increase their conversion rate because it would build that trust in the brand of, hey, even if I came from other whatever site I didn't know much about Dadgang, I could learn about
Hmm.
Dadgang on the site. Right now, you have to know what Dadgang is before you
Totally.
get there. It's just a
I think
chapter
it
for
would
them.
be, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I think it would be cool to see somehow all of the athletes like that, like on their Instagram. Oh, I'm in the wrong window.
Oh yeah,
All of the, where's this thing here? Yeah, all of these, somehow, if you could, I'm imagining a site with all these athletes like highlighted, like full screen, full bleed with the
yeah,
hat like highlighted. And I'm still going back to a headless. I like this, some kind of a headless concept, dude, where it shuffles full bleed through like athletes with the hat on, and then you could click on the hat from there or something like that. And then
I
like,
would
I don't
not
know.
recommend making it harder to shop on the site. Like, I don't think that's going to increase the conversion rate. I think that's gonna maybe Kaylin and I like we can do two different designs and they can A/B test
Yes.
it and they can see which
Yes.
one sells.
Yes. We'll figure it out, dude. We will
We'll have
put us in,
a
coach.
build
We'll
off.
figure this out. Dude, look at this, man. Dude's riding a horse through the ocean,
That's
dude. That
legit.
is nuts. Imagine that, dude. Just full bleed on the site, man, with the hat.
Yeah. Yeah,
Clickable.
their content is so good on Instagram,
Yeah.
like just
Yeah, exactly.
pulling it over onto a site. They have that, honestly, that's the hardest part, usually with new brands, especially getting
Yeah.
good content to put on it. But
Yeah.
they have all that already. It's,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Exactly. They have that piece of the puzzle. And if they don't want to accelerate their growth rate in this area, they don't need to. Obviously, they don't need to. But it would be dope, dude, if they had a super fucking cool site. But again, just to reiterate, the fact that they don't need that is pretty awesome. I've been a developer my whole life, so I'm always thinking about what can I develop, what can be developed as far as websites, generally
yeah,
speaking, web applications. And the fact that somebody doesn't need that, they can figure out a cool content angle, throw up a Shopify, throw up some product shots, and they're off to the races. That's amazing. That's
yeah.
super cool. Another
I
guy I
think
like a lot
that
on
is one
Twitter.
of
Oh,
I was gonna say, I
oh, sorry.
think
Go
that's
ahead.
one of the great things about Shopify is that you can start so small, you can start basic, and you can get really far. You can probably get to a couple $1 million in sales. And then if when you want to go to the next level or whatever, you don't have to re-platform. You can keep scaling on Shopify. You can get
Yeah,
redesign, you can do more custom stuff, and you don't have
yeah,
to go to Salesforce Commerce Cloud
totally.
or
Yep,
Magento.
absolutely. Absolutely. Another site I like, I've been following the founder dude on Twitter is this one. They have a bit carnivore snacks. They're like meat. They're based, I think it's based on beef jerky type stuff. But they have a more of a unique design to it. Trying to think out loud of
It's
like
nice.
good references, like what would be a good reference for the Dad Gang thing. But yeah, as a guy that loves beef jerky, like this type of a product, this type of a shot here is just like speaking right to my heart, dude. Grab some of that, go to town on it.
Great visualization.
Yeah.
Like makes
But
me
do you have
hungry.
any other reference sites that you think would be a similar in a similar vein
For Dadgang,
for,
I'm trying to
for Dad
think.
Gang? Yeah. Don't say sheets
I
and
don't know. The
giggles.
thing is, every time I say that, I laugh. The interesting thing is because there's such a like an influencer backed brand right now, they don't
Mhm.
have a brand except like their logo. Like I do think that they need a bit more of a brand guide to help them figure out their voice because they have an
Mhm.
Instagram and they sell products, but they don't have a definitive branding voice yet. And even I don't know. I don't even know if they have a color scheme.
That's true. So much to be done. I'm pulling up
Yeah.
Gymshark. Not sure. Interesting.
We have, speaking of Gymshark, Crossroad, it's a pretty cool brand.
Cross rope. Never heard of that before.
Yeah,
The best way to jump rope. Oh, dude, what about cross? Okay. Dang it. Now that's
good
pretty
old
cool.
$60 off.
Nice. Yeah, this is.
This kind of thing is like you could put the photos at the banner and then have the Instagram kind of below it too, and just I don't know, take all that content that they already have and just
Yeah.
reformat it into a
Yeah.
website. It's
Yeah.
basic.
Yeah. Yeah. In a way, it is. What do you think it would cost to do something? What would you recommend cost wise? Would you say, hey, put 50 grand into this, put 20, put $10 million? Like, what do you think would be the right
For
amount?
their first build, I would say 20K.
Yeah.
They don't need a fully custom site. They don't need a headless site. Definitely don't go headless,
Please go
because
headless.
it's going to make more
Please
work for
give me
them.
straight
They just
relate.
need, yeah, they just need a little story, like a homepage and an about page that has a little more about the brand. If
Hmm.
theoretically, if you went to the website and you didn't know anything about them, you need
Hmm.
to you need to be able to be like sold on the brand. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
CrossNet. I think he's in Miami.
CrossNet
I
is,
think CrossNet.
oh, is he? Oh, is he out in Miami? Nice, dude. He's a great Twitter follow. Him and his brother. It's two brothers, right? That
I think so.
I think so. I think it's Greg and Chris or
Yeah,
something like that. They're pretty cool, man.
I
But
think so. Yeah,
yeah,
they
look
used
at
to
it's like
live
you
a
just
building
said, dude.
over from me.
Repurposing the content, man. These are basically reels, and this looks great, dude. Just side by side like that. That looks great. I agree. It's not even
So
that
much
complicated
potential.
to just so much. Yeah, to just kick it up a notch. I think the world needs it. The dads of the world need it, and this is our live pitch. This is our live pitch to Bart to kick it up a notch. But even if he chooses
It's
not
like
to, I'm gonna buy.
sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah. I was
Sorry, go
gonna
ahead.
say sometimes I get these random LinkedIn messages, and it's someone
Yeah.
like holding up a piece of paper and
Yeah.
Calico, you need a new website. It's what?
Oh, really? I've never seen those
No,
before.
we recorded a podcast for them. Oh yeah, I get those sometimes. It's like you put a little effort into it, but it's still copy and pasted video.
That's pretty low effort. Yeah, yeah.
But we recorded a
Yeah,
whole
they
podcast for them. Like they
a
should
whole
feel special.
podcast, dude. Yeah, dude. This would be pretty dope. We should pull up. I was thinking that we need to have a segment where you talk about some of your stuff you've been working on, and then I can talk about some of my
Hmm.
stuff. A little self promo, a little bit of self promo is always
Okay.
important. So I'm just pulling up your site. Maybe there's what's the most recent couple? Oh, I remember looking at the Mini Dreamers. What's the most recent couple sites that you guys have designed that you like a lot?
Oh, there's this Explorer cold brew. I really like that one.
That
I don't
sounds
think it's on the
dope
site, so
already.
you just have to Google it. Yeah. So
That
the
sounds
the
cool
founder
already.
is he's like a mountaineer. Half the time during the build, he was like in Antarctica doing a hike. But I think the site
Nice.
turned out really well. He's a very
Nice.
cool dude. He was on some reality television show due to doing the hike. But
That's
I
so
think this
cool.
is a good example too, where they had like a logo before and they had products, but it wasn't really
Right.
telling the story of the site. What are you doing with the cookies? What?
No, it's because I closed out the little 10% off
Oh, the
widget.
pop-up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Now you
wanted
want
to
10%
click
off?
on it and yeah, I
See
wanted to
it.
see what it was going to look like.
It was beautiful.
That's so funny, dude. He was just out in the mountains. That's the type of dude I want to be, man.
Yeah.
Once I like get my
Hmm.
ducks in a row, man, I want to get off of Twitter, just be playing pickleball all over the world all day long. Check Twitter once a week and just live the dream. But
The life,
that's the life,
the
dude.
dream.
This is
Any
dope, dude. This is
Yeah, and this is like a Shopify theme, but we always build upon an existing theme, so we get a lot of the building blocks of the theme. And then you put the
yeah,
branding, put the colors in, and you just, I keep on saying it's telling a story of the brand so
right.
that by the time you get to the checkout, you know what they're about, like you believe in it.
Yeah, dude. Like
That's
it's
D2C
occurring
for
to
you.
me. Yeah, dude. It's occurring to me that they don't even have lifestyle shots. Lifestyle, is that what they're called? Product, like, you know
Lifestyle,
how
lifestyle.
there's, yeah, like they're just all pure regular shots of the hats. But dude, I need to see a
Hmm.
shot of an athlete wearing one of these hats.
Wearing it.
Full bleed
Yeah,
on a headless
like that would.
homepage. Like Drake related,
Yes,
dude.
the athlete needs to walk across the page and like
Yes.
pose with the hat on.
Yes. Dude, here's what I want. Here's what I want to see. I want to see the guy on the horse. All right. Here's what I want to see. I want to see the guy on the horse going through a river, like full bleed across the screen, just walk, just walking, riding the horse across the screen, dude. Like an intro.
It
This
needs to be
one,
like Old Spice style. Yeah, like Old Spice style
dude,
Dadgang. Like we
dude,
should also create an advertising agency to make that
yes,
happen.
dude, yes, dude.
This is the
Oh
pitch.
man, this is the pitch. But yeah, dude, this is cool. So they do coffee and stuff.
Yeah.
Elixirs. What's an elixir? I always wonder. Basically, just
It's usually like a very concentrated version of something. Essential oils, you have to super dilute it, otherwise it's usually a little too strong.
And does the client do the product shots and stuff like that? They supply all your product shots. You probably don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
usually
nice.
usually clients have their own products and they do the product shots.
Nice.
Seems
I like
like
it.
Dadgang has their product shots, and then they have all the lifestyle imagery on the Instagram already.
Yeah.
So
Like at a bare minimum, just throw some of these lifestyle shots onto the product pages. Like that would take, I'll do
mhm.
that for literally add me to your Shopify account. I'll do that for you just because
Yeah,
their lifestyle shots are so cool, dude. Look at this, man.
great. Yeah,
I love it, dude. I love the whole mission. I feel like dads are, it's hard to be a parent. It's hard to be a dad or a mom, but I'm a dad, so I'm more thinking about that side of things. And it's like, it's tough, dude, to do a good job of it. A lot of people are checked out. A lot of people are, I used to be staring at my phone all day at the dinner table, like just completely absorbed in it. And I think back to that time of my life and I'm like, I cringe. It makes me cringe that I was doing that. And now I'm more active with my kids and stuff and whatever. But dude, the dog has a
great
hat? Oh,
message.
come on. Yeah, dude. I'm trying to give an
The
inspirational
dog,
message
my
here, man.
dad.
It's but nice, man. I dig it. I dig it. What can I say? What can I
Any
say?
cool Mesa stuff? I feel like
Let me think.
now this is your opportunity to demo to me because I just pawn your demos off on like John or one of my team. So
Nice.
this is
Totally, yeah. This is my chance. This is my chance. The tricky thing is that
I'm
we
excited.
really these are our latest connectors. Actually, I used to spend every morning I would think through use cases and then I've been doing a little bit different stuff on the podcast clips and things like that, which has been cool. But so my head isn't quite as much in the weeds as it has been. Oh, we recently did we added time travel support for infinite options
Oh,
as well as another thing, which time travel is just the
okay.
ability to do retroactive workflow runs. You can run something against. So infinite options is another app that ShopPad, the
Yeah.
parent company, built. I think it's probably our biggest app and as
Oh, I
by
didn't realize that.
installations. Yeah, it's like
Wow.
pretty massive. Like it has a
Like
crap ton of
4,000 reviews
reviews and
almost.
stuff. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. But yeah, it's like at that sort of lower price point. And but so we did not have support for time travel on this. So I think it basically allows you to add options to products type of deal. I haven't actually used it myself personally, but yeah, it's pretty popular. And so we added time travel support for this, so that if you wanted to run retroactive flow against 100 million products, and you needed to hook
Cool.
into the infinite options, you can do that now. So that's cool. I think the Shopify time travel, which we have supported products, I think
Hmm.
collections, orders, the real core entities. It's pretty cool if you're looking to do that. I've had multiple plus merchants that were trying to do something on Flow and you'd hit like some snags when you try to run it on large numbers of orders. So I think that's a
Yeah.
cool use case there. Like we do a lot of tagging. So somebody wants to process 100,000 orders. And if the order has tag X, they want to tag the customer with the same X, which I assume they want to do that because that feeds into some other, maybe into the marketing automation they're doing or something like that. So there's a lot of those workflows that are pretty straightforward, but just being able to do it easily and
I
reliably
love
and with a support team.
I didn't realize that ShopPad had so many apps, and it's cool. It's like its own little mini ecosystem.
Yeah.
of apps that work together, but I assume better than external apps.
Yeah, dude. I think they're pretty solid. I'm mostly just only looking at Mesa, but I'll see things come through
Yeah,
related to Tractor, Infinite Options, and things like that. I haven't heard too much about the others,
they're
but
they're better reviewed than most of the Shopify like native apps. I was just looking at the shop pad. I think we talked about that like a couple episodes ago. Like all the first party apps always have terrible reviews.
oh, dude, yeah, like horrendous. What was it? Collabs or
Like
collective we were
Flow has
looking
a
at that
terrible
was
review.
like
Collective, yeah.
3.2 stars or something like that.
Shopify Flow has
Bundles.
3.3 stars.
Yeah. Yeah,
Bundles. Wonder what
yeah.
subscriptions it's gonna have.
Yeah, it's just,
Like
I
you would
mean,
think that
and
Shopify could fix their own reviews. They just remove the bad ones. They're shop.
right. Yeah, and it actually is good the fact that they don't do that because they definitely probably could
Pretty
just
honest.
remove the reviews. But I think a lot of it boils
Yeah.
down to the fact that there's no support, if I'm understanding correctly. Like you
Yeah.
can't get any support, just the standard support channels.
It's
But
yeah. I think that since there's no additional revenue for them to be made in the app, they've not
yeah,
really created the support infrastructure that they
right,
need to make
right.
the apps like, yeah, I don't know, easy to use.
And I
Uh,
think the strategy makes sense. Honestly, the more I think about it, I think it makes perfect sense. Is it weird that
yeah.
Bundles has a 2.3 stars? Yes, it's weird, but it makes sense that they're going to build out these things that are outside of the core. They're going to do them as separate apps.
Mhm.
So they're dog fooding their own APIs. They're not supporting them the way that a 20-person company like my company would be able to support them. And so in a way, it creates
Yeah.
opportunity for the ecosystem. It also sets a direction for the ecosystem. So I think it all just makes
Th-
perfect sense in a weird kind of
That's
way,
what
you know?
Toby was saying that about the subscriptions is they're just setting a floor of like
Right,
capabilities and
right,
then they're relying on the external app developers to expand on that. But they wanted to have some basics without having to pay a 1% fee or something like that. It makes sense. It
right.
will be interesting to see if it does cannibalize the ecosystem or is it's good. Maybe that 1% isn't worth it or a merchant that's not doing many orders. Maybe they're a drag
Right.
on that app developer. They just send so many support questions that it's not really worth it to support them.
By the way, how do you use the Shopify Collective? I can't seem to find the app.
It's not in the App Store. It
Okay,
has its own page. It's like
gotcha.
collect shopify.com/collective.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I'm super interested
Or and
in
then
the
slash retailer.
always
We
terrified
didn't
that
talk
my
about the
browser
AI stuff.
autocomplete. Oh, we only have a couple minutes left.
Yeah. I know we've already
That's
done
right.
an hour and 5 minutes.
I know, dude. It's great.
That that pitch took a lot of time.
We put our blood, sweat, and tear. We put our heart on the line there, man. Oh, Bart does the right thing. Put our damn heart on the line. Christ's sake. But
You pitched headless, I pitched not headless, so we'll see which one wins out.
may the best man win. Yeah, maybe you
If
want
they pick
to.
headless, you have to code it. I'm not going to code that.
Good luck, dude.
React,
Good luck.
Vue.js, I don't know.
I bet I could. Yeah,
You do
I
coding.
could sniff
I've
somebody out. Like,
I've heard.
but maybe we'll do the AI thing next week. Maybe we'll talk more about that next week.
Yeah,
Unless you
yeah.
wanna. Yeah,
Oh,
cool.
no, it's Friday. It's 5:30. Come on.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
we get it.
4:30 for you, and you have to buy a
Yeah,
Tesla. Like you're
I have
about to
to
be
buy a
late
damn.
for buying a Tesla. I think.
You got to buy a damn Tesla, man. I gotta sure I don't friggin' wire money to some
Yeah,
friggin' some accidental
yeah.
place or something like that.
You can wire it to me if you want.
Like,
You know,
I don't
I'll
have
give you
enough
a
money to
Tesla.
be just sending Ethereum into the universe like you, man. If I send it to the wrong,
I don't have enough money to do that either. I have two thousand
yeah, you
dollars
could.
less.
You do. I could tell you're friggin' rolling in it, dude. But
You're about to have two Teslas, so we're on the same level of like two Tesla
oh,
club.
not even close.
We're the
Not
same.
even close. Oh, good times, man. We got to figure out our closing sequence now that this podcast is becoming a
Hey,
thing. But
thanks for the sponsors,
yep,
mom and dad. Yep,
yeah,
like and subscribe. hit that heart
All
button,
that stuff. All that good stuff.
the celebrate button on LinkedIn.